Hello, Team Action. This is the Real the Bear Action Bear, and this is Oxygen Not Included. Back in a while ago when this was released, this is was kind of one of those surprise hit games that kind of just hit me right in the feels at the right time. I'm a big fan of this game. I wish I was admittedly a lot better at it. It's got a lot of deep mechanics and systems in place that I wish I could understand better. A lot of my playing ability has been from watching other players. The new DLC is out. That being said, it's been out in the wild for a little bit. It is in early access. That means it does have its blemishes, and there are many things still being added, I believe. And yeah, there's bugs or content that's not in place, limiting you from getting too far. So it's kind of in this constant flux. But that being said, I think it adds a lot to the base game, and it has given it quite the revamp. And I want to check it out. So here we are. I'm gonna do a little bit of a let's play on this channel. If there's some interest, I'll keep doing it. Alright, so we're going to start a whole new colony. And we're going to do survival. And I believe they just released access to Terra, this Terra cluster. In the base game, before the DLC, it was just one asteroid. And while it was in early access, Terra was the main asteroid. And it had all these biomes pretty much baked into the one map. Now with this DLC, it seems to be the focus is that your first asteroid is a lot smaller, with these kind of sub asteroids that are in its sphere of influence that you can now visit to. There's more of a focus on space. Space used to be like the late game in the base game, but seems to be more kind of in the mid game. Space gets involved, where you're now visiting other asteroids and having multiple colonies on each asteroid, and kind of each asteroid kind of supports each other. Anyways, we're gonna pick an asteroid. We're not gonna overthink it. I think we'll start with Terra, just because of comfort, and because I don't really know the space game too well from the base game. So I'm going to pick this for comfort, just so I can learn all the new stuff. So let's jump in. And as we're loading up, it's going to bring us to a screen to pick our starting duplicates. Okay, see what we got here. Nothing great for the early game start, I don't think. So I'm gonna stick to having two builders, or no, sorry. Two diggers. And I like to take as the third one a rancher. And the being said is that you could go with a researcher to get a strong early game jump on researching, but I find that I don't, my play style, I kind of like to just kind of cherry pick the research that I need at the time, and I don't mind having a longer time getting my research up to snuff. What I do like to get is hatch ranches up real quick, and that's where this is key. Getting a good rancher, because you're rolling on the dice for new duplicates as they come into your colony, and having a good rancher just guarantees that I can spec him into ranching really quick, get the hatch ranches up pretty quick, and that allows us to get food and our coal So it really helps for power management, actually. So I'm going to start with a rancher. I'll probably re-roll a little bit here. I'm just trying to get as high as husbandry skills I can get. Ugh, that's a hard choice. Animal lover. So we have increased husbandry, but noodle arms decreased strength. Noodle arms is a bad trait. I don't. I think it's a really bad trait because it limits their carrying capacity, and carrying capacity is super handy. I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna go with this trait setup. So we got a 9 in husbandry, decreased creativity. Who gives a crap? They're a rancher. And green thumb, increased agriculture. Agriculture's the farming's kind of on the way to the ranching, so that will kind of help out there. And so let's get on these diggers. Just looking for somebody with excavation higher than 7 would be nice. Okay, 8's not too bad. He's a night owl though, gains nighttime attribute bonuses. Small bladder's not a bad trait, but I'm kind of looking for somebody with excavation and mole hands, would be super awesome. Or a high excavation with mole hands. Okay, this isn't too bad because increased science, you get skill points quicker. So plus 30% to skill leveling. So that's okay. Tired of clicking, anyways. Pretty close to the same here, except for allergies. So there'll be some plants that could bug Nikolai here. Let's rename these duplicates. This is going to be Kevin. This is Ron. And this will be team action. All right, let's head out. Alert! I've awoken at the target location, but colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was surprised to land on the planet's surface, but became trapped many miles underground instead. Although the conditions are not ideal, it's imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. Alright, so we're just going to pause this for a second, take a look around. This UI is new. Other than that, it looks like a pretty standard start as far as like Terra with oxygen not included is considered. We have our kind of starting area, tons of sandstone, algae, muckroot, that's good early game food, mealwood that we can grow for more food, some blossoms, and some oxalite that is off-gassing, and that's our starter oxygen. Good pocket of dirt right here. We have, looks like 2 pockets of starter water. Usually there's 3. Oh well. Anyways, let's queue up some digs. Let's just kind of look left and right, see what's going on. And we're just going to take a look left and right and then decide where we want to put our bathroom. Before we get too far ahead, put Kevin and Ron focusing on digging. We're gonna call them the Hammer Twins. We're gonna make it so all new colony, all new duplicants are not gonna be ranching. We'll start Catalina as our researcher as well, since we don't have anybody to do that right now. She's good enough. And she's got to get skill points before she can ranch anyways, so we'll start off with that. Same thing, we're only going to have one cook in our colony, so when we get that cook, we'll turn that on. And the same with decorating. We don't want anybody decorating unless they're really good at it, so we'll knock that off. Everything will be good for now. Looks like standard swamp and caustic biome over here. Let's go this way. I like to take 2 diggers at the start just because at the beginning of the game it is a lot of digging. This is interesting. Usually there's like a harder kind of rock, like granite or something here, that would disallow you from breaking into like the swamp. There is no such thing. That means that this temperature here can slowly start to bleed into our temperate starter biome. Something to be aware of. We have time. We have started with 1 hatch. We're gonna go I like to make this first room here 16. Be where the doors are. We're gonna go 4 high. And we'll give 3 for space, maybe 4. We'll give 3 for space. That allows enough airflow. And we'll go like this. Just gonna not dig out the oxalite. Gonna let it off gas. I think if we mine that out, it's still off gases, but we get half the return for the ore, so we get half the oxygen if we do that. So we'll just let it do its thing. Eventually it'll disappear. Okay. We're just going to work our way down. Actually, this is a little bit of a speedier shortcut to dig down or up because they're not going to waste time building a ladder as they go. So they should be able to kind of parkour down here. There's going to be a door here. I know this makes almost 0 sense, but I'm visualizing it here. Put in 3 wash stations. There you have it. 3 outhouses. Just gonna up the priority on these outhouses. Don't want them peeing on the floor. these guys have a tendency to always make sure their pee gets in your fresh water supply and germing it up. And we don't want to do that because we don't want to get food poisoning for peeing in our water supply. And they always find a way to do it. Speed this up. We gotta mine this all out anyways. We'll put our bedrooms just above the bathroom here. Grab this free food. And same thing here. We just gotta put a priority. Get to this water source. And this is quicker because they don't waste the time building the ladder as they go. Looks like we have 17,000 calories. It's gonna go pretty quick. We don't have anything sustainable up yet, but we're not hurting just yet. In fact, that's another reason why I take 2 diggers. We'll see if sometimes you can outrun the food portion by just digging out this starter. All these little cracks potentially can have muckroot in them. So you dig it all out, and yeah, potentially get a ton of food out of that. And Kevin is having an allergic reaction. I wonder what that would be to... Let's check the germ overlay. Let's turn disinfectant off, releasing that. Floral scent everywhere. I wonder if that's from briar thorns. It must be. Oxlight's finished gassing off here, so we'll put the floor in. Okay, well, I hope once these briarthorn or bluff briars are torn down, they stop giving off floral scent. Because Kevin's having a heart attack here. Okay, with this now established, let's get our pitcher pump in. As long as we keep this here, they should be able to get back up. He is on a sneezing fit. Do the same thing here. These allergies are really screwing with Kevin. Okay, we'll get our research station up here. And source of power. We need a couple batteries. Let's check our oxygen levels. Pressure looks okay. Let's head on up, all the way up here. Now these are new buildings. I have no idea what they do. Teleporter transmitter. Okay. That's got to teleport somebody, I imagine. And a receiver. So maybe they teleport back here? I wonder if this goes to another planet. We're gonna have to send a brave duplicant out there, I guess, maybe. I have no idea. It's all new to me. Supply teleporter input. Okay. Looks like water. Some kind of icons here. Get the water. Polluted water? I wonder if that's oil. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if we can supply these liquids to or from other asteroids. If we can, that'll be very interesting. Okay, we got a research station up. Let's queue up a research real quick. Let's get basic farming. No questions asked. That's the first one I always take. Reason being, it allows us to build a ration box. I'd like to be able to move this. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. Take a Clarendon, Kevin. Holy fuck. Sand blocked us off here from us digging. Sand likes to drop directly below and fill in the space. So you gotta watch out for sand in that regard. And then let's make this a priority 8. We want to get that water. I'm not too sure how that's unreachable. Okay, we're charged up. Here comes our first printable. Let's choose one. What do we got here? We got salt water, pufflet eggs. We have a farmer that's also a plant murderer. That seems kind of conflicting. Yeah, you're garbage. And then Meep, who I'd love to take, but you're building impaired. Decreased construction. That's too heavy of a hit for early game. We're going to be building a lot. So I will take the eggs, I guess. Okay. And let's set this to they only wash their hands coming from this direction. We don't need them washing their hands before they go to the washroom, just after. So. Digging out all this muck root. See our food slowly going up as we do that. We got beds up. Should have our backs won't be sore in the morning. We'll just queue that up. I have a feeling by the time they get there, that will be finishing off gassing already. So we have a pocket of CO2 forming there. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to move our food. Once we research it out, I'll build a box down in the CO2. It's kind of like a life hack. CO2 is a sterile environment. The food actually won't go bad in the CO2, so it's kind of like an early game refrigerator. I don't know how that makes any sense, but the sterile environment of the carbon dioxide will stop the food from rotting, so that's where we want to move our box. And since CO2 is heavier than oxygen, we can count on it to kind of fall into these little pockets, these cracks. Okay, so that's done. And we can build the box. Let's put one down here. I'm just gonna dig that oxalite out, because if this pressure gets wonky and this CO2 moves it all, that will start off-gassing, and then we might get oxygen down in here, which we don't want, because then our food will start to rot. So, even though I wouldn't like to do that, I'm going to do it, just to be safe, because I won't be watching, and that's going to happen. Guaranteed. Okay, we'll queue up some more research. It's a little different for strategies here. I think we'll get a jump on getting these jumbo batteries. I think that's the first call to do. They're quite significant upgrade to the regular battery. They just hold way more charge, so there's less running around on the hamster wheel to charge them up. Let's go. Yeah, let's go with that. Taking a look around here. Got a nice pocket of gold. Gold's really awesome metal to get. Refined or raw metal ore. Building it into things. It's got a really nice heat resistance for early game. We need to line up some storage, so I think I'm going to go pretty central here. Let's start like that. Kevin and Ron just chewing through that mineral, just digging their way. One thing I forgot to do, we need to move our food, so I'm gonna lower the priority to 2 here, and we need to get these built, I guess. So let's up the priority there. We'll get these built. And then we're going to move our food source over. So we'll make all our edibles and cooking all set for there. And because this ration box is lower priority than this one, they will fill this one first. In fact, they'll make sure it's filled before they even look at this one, so that's why they're moving it. It's just the higher priority there will force them to kind of move the food from this box over to this box. Alright guys, I think we're gonna leave it here. We'll continue on shortly after, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon on the flip side. Action Bear out.
Action.